I'm going to show you guys an awesome item duplication exploit in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So with this, you'll be able to duplicate any item that could be fused to a weapon. So you won't be able to fuse your weapons necessarily, but you'll be able to fuse the things attached to them. Depending, as long as you can put them in your inventory. Like this flux core, for example, I can't because it just drops onto the ground. But there are so many items you can duplicate. Because of that, there's an infinite rupee glitch we can abuse. So we're going to get an insane amount of rupees, guys. And I'm also going to talk about some of the best items to duplicate. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So in order to farm rupees, in order to duplicate items, in order to do all of this, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get 2 bows. And then you're going to have to go to your inventory and get ready on the bows and arrows screen. Then you're going to draw your bow. And you're going to hold up on the D-pad to bring up this menu. And then you're going to pick an item that you want to duplicate. Let's say this Gibdo bone. And you're going to get ready to shoot it. But don't shoot it because that'll destroy it. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to open up your inventory while holding that button, while your arrow is drawn like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop that bow that you're holding on the ground, which will give you your item back. Then what you're going to do is equip a different bow while you're still in this menu. And now for the tricky part, what you're going to do is you're going to close the menu and open it. So you're going to press the menu button twice, and you have to do it really fast, which is really hard on a Switch controller because it's just janky feeling. And if you do it fast enough, within just like 1 or 2 frames, then what will happen is this new bow that we have equipped will suddenly have that item that you fused to it. It'll suddenly be on this bow instead. Then we're going to do something else. So what we're going to do here is open the menu twice. Like that. And if you do it fast enough, then you'll see the Gibdo bones now on this bow. And sometimes the visual is not always accurate. Sometimes it'll show it, but you didn't go fast enough and it won't actually duplicate it. But let's see if we did. So now that we duplicated it onto this bow, we're also going to drop this bow. And then after that, you pick up both the bows. Now we're going to draw the bow and look, and now we have 4 Gibdo bones. So you can do this to duplicate items. So some of the best things are like Lionel Saberhorns. There's better ones than this, but you can get some of these that give like 40 attack power. And if you get something like that, then you're just going to want to fuse a bunch so you can throw them on your weapons whenever you want, which is amazing. But also something you need to know, and this might freak you out and think you lost your item. There's a weird bug with some of these items in the inventory and menus. So say this thing, for example. If I put this on my bow and then I cancel my shot, or if I go to drop it, if I do any of the stuff we just did, and I get rid of the bow so it goes away, if I go to my inventory, it'll look like it's gone. And so you'll think like, oh no, what the heck, it deleted it. Well, actually, reorganize your inventory again, and it's just there. It just throws it into a different spot in your inventory when that happens. And I come to think that that's actually because you have 1 of an item. So if you're doing this when you just have 1, then it'll put it back at the bottom because then you no longer have it, and a new item goes to the bottom of your inventory. So that's why you got to be really careful. You just have 1 of an item, it's going to glitch out like that, and then you'll just think you lost it. But you didn't actually lose it. But yeah, so you can duplicate any item by doing this. So now for the next part of this video, what you might have clicked it for. Okay, so how do we get rupees with this? How can we get just an insane amount of rupees? Well, there's an item that's worth an insane amount of money that luckily we can put on a bow. So if you look through here at all the items, you'll notice that there's an item called a diamond that's worth 500 rupees. And if you need to get a diamond, in order to get a diamond is actually really, really easy. I don't remember which shrine exactly, but you can just... Oh, I know of one shrine exactly, but generally, you just go to these sky ones where it has you get the sky crystal. And if you do one of the sky crystal ones, it'll give you just Raru's blessing as a shrine, and those will sometimes have diamonds in them. But I'm pretty sure this shrine, the Mirari Inn shrine, is a guaranteed diamond. But I know I've gotten ones from the sky ones before, so it's up to you to just go around doing shrines, doing the ones... Any shrine where it's not a normal shrine. Any shrine where you go in and it just gives you the chest and the light of blessing right away. Those are the shrines that can have diamonds in them. Okay, unless the items are different for everyone, in which case this one won't have a diamond. I'm not actually sure if the game's seeded or if it's exactly the same for everyone for that type of thing. But either way, that's how you get diamonds. So then once you have diamonds, you'll be able to do the same thing. So we have 3 diamonds. Okay, open the inventory, go to the bow, drop it, equip, double menu, drop. Oh, we didn't go fast enough. Okay, try again. All right, drop, equip, double menu, drop. All right, let's see. Now we have 4. So right there, in that short amount of time, we just made 500 rupees. So I'm going to see real fast. I'm going to speed it up for just a second. Let's see how many rupees we can duplicate in, I don't know, like 2 minutes or something like that. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't know. I'll do something like that, and then we'll see how many we can actually get. Okay, so I did that for 5 minutes, and I'm getting better at it the more I do it, so I think we'll get even more than this. So in my case, in 5 minutes, I was able to duplicate almost 30 diamonds. So let's say 30 diamonds, because I'm definitely getting faster at it, and I'll check it again in a sec. Okay, so 30 diamonds. Let's see how much 30 diamonds will make us. All right, so 30 diamonds. What if we sold you 30? That's 15,000 rupees in 5 minutes, which means that we'll get that times 10, so 150 plus 30, so 180,000 rupees per hour at that speed, which your mileage may vary because it's really, really hard to do that on a generic Switch controller where the menu button is the plus button. That button just sucks. That's like a really crappy button to have to press twice. So it's going to vary depending on how good you get at it. But if you get really good at it, the amount should be way better than that. I'm actually going to give it another shot, but I'm just going to skip ahead now, and I'm going to try to get an idea of how much we could actually get if I can get a little bit better at this. Also, one other thing to know about it, it seems to be a frame perfect thing. I think you can only, like, the game has to progress 1 frame at 60 FPS, maybe 2 max, I'm not sure. So basically, you have to hit the button twice to where the game only plays for, I don't know what that is, like 16 milliseconds or 32 milliseconds or something like that. It's something like that. I don't know. But it's totally doable because of the way it works. You press a button twice, but maybe it's more forgiving than that. Whatever. It's possible, so it must be more forgiving than that. Either way, let me see if I can get more. So I did it for another 5 minutes, and the second time I was able to get 33 of these, which was a lot better, but I actually think we could probably go way higher than that. I think it's possible to get way more than that. And all this brings me to step 3 of our plan here. So now I'm out here south of Lookout Landing in this forest. I've cut down a ton of trees. I brought a bunch of building materials by attaching them into a big blob and then carrying them out here. I spawned in a ton of wings and whatever. I hit the max spawn limit, started despawning the wings as I put down new items and stuff. So I have the max Zonai devices right now. I have just tons of logs and things. I'm questioning if it's starting to delete logs when I cut down more trees at this point. We're at max objects, and now the game is starting to play at a slower frame rate. The game's starting to want to play at like 30 FPS instead of 60. So I'm going to try it now and see if I can get any better results. I'm going to test this out for you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead and I'll tell you guys how it went. Okay, so skipping ahead here about 5 minutes or so, I can tell you right now that yes, this actually helps a lot. Anything you can to decrease frame rate, although it started raining and somehow rain made it so the frame rate was slightly better, but either way, the main thing is when you draw the bow, the animation just adds so much to the frame rate loss. So what you can do to make it more consistent is you during the draw of the bow, put the diamond on and immediately open the menu while those animations are going on, because those animations really drain the game's like memory or whatever. And then do it during that, and then drop the bow, equip the bow, and then do it. And it's the window is so much bigger when you have it at low frame rate. So that actually works. And because of that and the consistency and me practicing more, I was able to get right around 50 diamonds. 50 diamonds in 5 minutes. And in case you don't know how much money that is, that's 300,000 rupees per hour. So you won't need to do this for an hour. 300,000 rupees will buy you literally anything you can. I don't even know if you can even carry 300,000 rupees. Whatever the max rupees is, you'll be able to grab it almost immediately if there's like a limit to it that's small, like 10K or something. So yeah, then you'll have diamonds, and whenever you need money, you just sell the diamonds, and then bam, you have money for anything that you need. You can upgrade your house. You can buy all the bombs. You can buy everything that you see. It's actually totally broken. So 300,000 rupees per hour sounds pretty good to me. So then what other items can we duplicate real fast? There's one other item in this game. Maybe the absolute best item in the entire game that you'll also want to duplicate. But you can duplicate anything you want. If you find an item that you think is really, really good for something, go ahead and duplicate it now. But there's one item I wanted to explain to you, show you about, and that is the Puff Shroom. The Puff Shroom is single-handedly the most overpowered item in the entire game. So the Puff Shroom, which now we have 4 of because of this, the Puff Shroom will make a cloud of smoke. Now, this might sound pointless, but actually, let me show you this clip. You can see in this clip, this crazy boss in the depths. If I shoot a Puff Shroom at him and it's all around him, he actually will just de-aggro and have no idea he's being attacked. I don't know how this makes any sense. I'm not sure all enemies will react this way, but to be able to go to an enemy this powerful and be able to beat on him endlessly is insane. He literally has no idea that he's even taking damage. It's crazy. And that about wraps it up, guys. Hopefully this helped you out. Now, if you needed an item dupe exploit for whatever reason, I know some people don't like cheating, and obviously you don't have to use it. It's not hard to just not use it. But if you like using this kind of thing and cheating out the game and doing whatever you want, now you know how to duplicate any item, any fusible item, and how to make 300,000 rupees per hour in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.